Oh, hardest dinosaur quiz. Oh, it's 50 questions. We're going to start the quiz with 10 easy dinosaur questions. When did dinosaurs die out? They never died out completely. They still continued on through birds. But yeah, 65 million years ago. What time period did the dinosaurs live in? Well, it, fine, I'll give it because technically this would be these are eras, not periods. But oh well. But okay, we have Precambrian, Mesozoic, Paleozoic, Cenozoic. It's Mesozoic. What does dinosaur mean? Terrible lizard. Which dinosaur her meant tyrant lizard king? Tyrannosaurus Rex. Which dinosaur represents a rhinoceros? What? They don't represent anything, but I guess the closest one to a rhinoceros, I guess, would be Triceratops. Which came first? Triassic. What was the most famous feature of the Tyrannosaurids? It's club tails, frills, crests, short forelimbs. Yeah, it's short forelimbs. Which dinosaur listed below was the largest? Argentinosaurus. Did dinosaurs lay eggs? Yes. Which dinosaur was the smartest? Troodon. Now we start to get some harder questions. Which of these families were not dinosaurs? Pterosaurs. Yeah, your precious pterodactyls are not dinosaurs. Deal with it. I'm not even joking about that. That's actually a true fact. What color? See, this person knows! What color was Microraptor? Iridescent black. Yeah, again, he could put just black, but he specifically also put iridescent black in. Yeah, okay. That's good. Which of these dinosaurs was not a part of the Ankylosauridae family? Ankylosaurus, Euoplocephalus, Tarchia, Nodosaurus. Okay. Okay, this one's been hard. Okay. These two, yes. Tarchia or Nodosaurus? Like, and I'm not Googling it because that would be cheating. I want the actual challenge, so. The thing is, I think I can vaguely remember both of these, and they both do look a lot like Ankylosaurids. But at the same time, oh wait, no. Okay, okay, I think I get it. Yeah, okay, maybe. I could be completely wrong on that. Anyway, which of these dinosaurs was related to Tyrannosaurus Rex? Guanlon. The tiny Asian crested predator. It's kind of funny to think that something that looks a lot more like a raptor would evolve into T Rex, but who knows? Well, I don't know, but hey, that's how evolution works. I'm really stumbling over my words. I'm turning into Charles. Charles, what have you done to me? Which group of dinosaurs is known for their whip-like tails? Okay, not the Ceratops. It's not the sauropods, but the thing is with the whole whip tail thing, that's kind of debated because yeah, theoretically their tails could act like whips and break the speed of sound, but at the same time that could also probably tear the ligaments in their tail. So it's kind of up in the air of whether or not they would use them as whips, but I guess you're just saying that they're whip-like. Which dinosaur fits the description pretty much an aggressive turkey? Well, technically all of these, because all dromaeosaurids. But if we're going for the Jurassic Park reference, Which dinosaur had conical teeth? Spinosaurus. What was Plateosaurus? That was a prosauropod, which is basically the ancestors of the sauropods. What was the first dinosaur named? Okay, first dinosaur ever named. Ooh, this one's tricky because it's either Iguanodon or Megalosaurus because those two were found pretty close to each other. At least those two were the first two ever discovered that were named. So I want to say it's Megalosaurus, but I could be wrong. For quite a while, there was a dinosaur that was thought to be another dinosaur, but it is now its own species. Which dinosaur listed below was it? That there are other dinosaurs that went through this, but this is a specific one. Okay, again, with the Neotyrannus controversy, this is what I mean. Because technically, it could be just a juvenile T-Rex. Although a small part of me really wants to be its own species because I like the idea of a tiny Tyrannosaur. But, oh. What does Pentaceratops mean? Okay, so that means 5 horns on the face. Which of these animals are closely related to dinosaurs? Birds. What is the most notable trait about the Therizinosaurus? Its long claws. Yeah, I actually have a Therizinosaurus claw in my room. They're quite the thing to look at, especially considering it's a plant eater. At least it's theorized to be a plant eater. Here, given what evidence we have, and yet it has gigantic claws, like bigger than most carnivores. Anyway, which dinosaur means crocodile mimic? Suchomimus. Halfway there, halfway there, halfway there, halfway there. Which theropod dinosaur has the famous long claw on its hand? You're talking. Now, notice how he said lawn claw instead of sickle claw. So theoretically, he could be talking about baryonyx and not velociraptor. Oh yeah, it said on its hand. Dully, it is on baryonyx, because velociraptor would be the foot. What mythical creature was created after the discovery of dinosaur bones? Dragons. And then, of course, you get creationists saying, well, humans lived with dinosaurs, so that means that's where the dragon myth came from. It couldn't be any other possible explanation that could actually fit with the current evidence that we have. Sorry. I just can't. I can never fathom the logic behind creationism. Which dinosaur listed below closely resembles a bird? Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Okay. Deltadromeus, not that close. Archaeopteryx, yes, because it's also known as one of the earliest known birds. Compsognathus, kind of. Tyrannosaurus rex, only because it's in the same family tree as birds. Which creature listed below is commonly mistaken as a dinosaur? That would be Dimetrodon. It's always Dimetrodon. Please stop confusing Dimetrodon as a dinosaur. It is a mammal-like reptile. You are more closely related to Dimetrodon than a dinosaur is. Anyway, which of these dinosaurs was not a Dromaeosauridae? Okay. Deinonychus, yes. Microraptor, yes. I would have to recheck the taxonomic tree because I thought Troodon was in its own thing, Troodonte. But for all I know, it could be in Day. Maybe that was a mistake on the healthiest part, for all we know. But Gigantoraptor, if you know what a Gigantoraptor looks like, it's a pretty silly looking animal. Just because it doesn't seem like something that would be that huge. But it is. Seriously, Google a Gigantoraptor. It was huge. Like, almost T-Rex huge. And it doesn't even look like it should. But anyway, what dinosaur was once thought to be an egg thief? Oviraptor! Yeah, that's the one that's always depicted stealing eggs. All because when we first found it, we saw it was on top of an egg nest and thought, it died trying to steal them. And then we realized, oh wait, that was just it incubating its own nest and it died protecting its young. And we just labeled it a thief. Oh well. Which of these dinosaurs is related to Stegosaurus? Cycania? Not as close as Kentrosaurus. Eoraptor. Well, Eoraptor could theoretically be related to most dinosaurs, considering how early it is. Gargoyleosaurus. No, that's an ankylosaur. Kentrosaurus is the answer. Same thing with Cycania, it's an ankylosaur. Which dinosaur has an unusually long neck? Ah, yes. Oh, okay. The answer is Mamenchisaurus. But also, here's another fun little thing to Google. Google Nigersaurus. Nigersaurus is also a very funny looking dinosaur. It's a really funny looking dinosaur. Was Seismosaurus its own type of dinosaur? It would have been a sauropod, wouldn't it? So I'm gonna say no. What is the only dinosaur with all of its teeth at the front of its jaw? Hadrosaurus would be in the sides. Amargasaurus be in the sides. Mimi would be in the sides. Again, Google Nigersaurus. It is a very funny looking. It is a very funny looking sauropod. Which of these dinosaurs was related to Triceratops? Mosasaurus, no. Albertosaurus, no. Olorotitan, no. Obviously, Archaeosaur. Well, yeah. Otherwise, it wouldn't have gotten in the Ceratops suffix. Oh, yes! What does Dracorex hogwartsia mean? Oh, yeah, this is a very cool dinosaur, at least in terms of its name. It's one of the coolest dinosaur names I have ever heard. Although, even then, this name is not even truly doing it justice. If you were to literally translate Dracorex hogwartsia, it would be Dragon King of Hogwarts. That is an awesome name. And it kind of fits the dinosaur. Unfortunately, it's another Nanotyrannus situation, where it could actually just be a juvenile Pachycephalosaurus. And if that's the case, then that means the name will no longer be valid, and you can't use it for anything else. Which kills me, because that's an awesome name for a dinosaur. Dragon King of Hogwarts. I'm not even into Harry Potter, but I still love that name. What was one of the oldest dinosaurs discovered? That would be Eoraptor. At least that's the oldest one I know. What dinosaur was only known by a pair of arms until the rest of his skeleton was found? You misspelled it. Hold on. Just to be sure. Yeah, yeah. That should be Cheirus. Fail. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, Dinocaurus again, going on the trend of weird-looking dinosaurs. This thing we only knew by its pair of arms, and it was just a set of big arms with huge claws. And the thing is, going off of the Therizinosaurus thing, we just assumed it was another one of those. Who was at least, well, not at first, but eventually we decided to. And then we actually found a skeleton of it, and like I think it was 2014, and where it turns out it also had like a spoon-shaped bill and a hump like a camel. Like, well, not like a camel. It was made from a bone of like a sail. Well, not really a sail. It was just extended hand vertebra. Extended vertebrae, making it have a hump. It's just a really weird looking animal again. Are dinosaurs technically extinct? No, they are not. Birds. Birds! Holy crap, almost there. I'm almost regretting this. Which one of these dinosaurs is not a Dromaeosauridae? Yes, again, but this one is harder. Not really, because I know this. Bambi Raptor? Yes. Utah Raptor? Yes. Dakota Raptor? Yes. Fukui Raptor? No. And it's one of those things where we named it Raptor because we found the huge claw. Only to find out that it didn't go on the foot, but actually the hand, showing that it wasn't actually it wasn't actually a raptor. But since you can't change the name unless you accidentally named it beforehand, but nope, this is the first time, so the name sticks. What does Carcharodontosaurus mean? Shark-toothed lizard. What's the name of the dinosaur whose fossils were found after a forest fire? Well, if I had to guess, it would be Pyroraptor. Which actually would make sense now why it's called Pyroraptor. I always wondered why. At least if that's assuming it's correct. Which sauropod is the most anatomically understood? Okay, this one I don't know exactly. Brachiosaurus, surprisingly, no. Because here's the thing, most of what you think of as Brachiosaurus actually is attributed to a completely different dinosaur known as Giraffatitan, which we thought was a Brachiosaurus, but turned out to be its own separate species. And in its own separate family tree of the sauropod heads. So yeah, again, I'm not as knowledgeable on this. Shunosaurus, that's another interesting one. It's a sauropod with a clipped tail. Amargasaurus, another interesting one with huge spines coming out of its neck that could have housed frills. Apatosaurus, I'm just gonna guess Apatosaurus because it's an older dinosaur. It's a well-known dinosaur. Plus, there was the whole Brontosaurus fiasco. Also, here's another cool thing: Brontosaurus is an actual dinosaur again. It's no longer a fictional dinosaur species anymore. At least, well, it was once considered a real dinosaur species until we thought, no, it's not. Only to realize, okay, yes, it is. So yeah, Brontosaurus is a real dinosaur again. What dinosaur has the strongest bite force? Well, this is subjective, but I guess theoretically you could say T-Rex. Which is the most famous Chinese relative of Stegosaurus. Okay, this Kentrosaurus was African. I know that. It's either Tuzhang or Huayang. I'm gonna go with Tuzhang. Which dinosaur was land before time's Littlefoot based off of Apatosaurus? Which mummified dinosaur completely changed the look of its species and how fast its species ran? Well, I know that we had a mummified hadrosaur, so that's my only guess. Almost there, guys. Which one of these was a dinosaur? Okay. I actually don't. I never actually heard of this dinosaur, but the thing is, it doesn't matter because through a process of elimination, the rest of these are not. Dunkleosteus is a fish, an armored fish, an awesome-looking armored fish. Again, God, there's just so many cool things and weird things in paleontology. Dunkleosteus is one of these. It's a heavily armored fish that had like pieces of its armor form like a beak jutting from its mouth, and it used this to crush other armored fish. Pteranodon, well, that's your pterodactyl, but with an actual name. Elasmosaurus is a marine reptile, a plesiosaur, or it could be Elasmosaur. Again, marine reptiles I never really researched too much about, but yeah. Basically, if you know what the Loch Ness monster kind of looks like, you know what Elasmosaurus looks like. What was the name of a very small Tyrannosauridae? Oh. Raptor Rex. Electrosaurus. Daspletosaurus. Alioramus. The thing is, I can't remember if Raptor Rex was an actual species or not. I'm just gonna go with. I know it's not Daspletosaurus. I know for sure it's not Daspletosaurus. I've heard these names, but I haven't really looked too much into them. So I'm just gonna go with Alioramus. Final question, everybody. What family was Afrovenator from? Oh, dang it, this one I actually don't know. I'm just gonna say Megalosaur. Yay, 94%! And I answered 47 out of the 50 questions correctly. Wow, you know your dinosaurs, or you cheated. The world may never know. Also, the quiz is somehow messes up and says everyone passed with flying colors. Don't trust this. Well, with this, I'm going to conclude this episode of Browser Games. This is going to be an interesting one to edit, considering how many things I jumped to. So, this is Tiger Ed, and until next time, goodbye.